All right, today's lesson is lesson 2.2 on parts of expression. Really what we're doing here today is that we're going to be combining like terms. So that is the title of this notes, combining like terms. So first off, I have a ginormous expression up here at the top of the page. Here's my ginormous expression. We're gonna put all of the variable terms, which is a term with a variable, aka a letter, in this little box. Okay, so I have 14x, negative 2x, and negative 5x. Those are all variable terms. So 14x, negative 2x, and negative 5x. If there is a subtraction sign in front of the number, that belongs to then the number to the right of the symbol here, okay? Because sometimes I think we all get confused between negatives and subtraction. But no, this is negative 2, this is negative 5, all right? So a constant is a term without a variable. So first off, let me just erase my big giant line under here. I'm just gonna go back and underline my variable terms, okay? And I'm going to change colors and I'm going to underline my constant terms. So 9 is a constant, there's no variable, positive 8, and positive 1. So 9, 8, and 1, okay? Then if we further, define our terms, a coefficient is the number next to a variable, okay? So the numbers next to the variable are 14, negative 2, and negative 5. They all come from the variable terms, but they are the number in front. That's called a coefficient. So we write those down. That's 14 is a coefficient, negative 2 is a coefficient, and negative 5 is a coefficient. The number in front of our variable terms. All right, let's look at some examples and see if we can identify variable terms, constant terms, and coefficients. Here in example A, the variable terms are 11a and 4a. There are no constant terms. There is no number here without a variable. So I'm going to put a little slash through that. The coefficients, remember, come from our variable terms, the number in front of our variable. So 11 is a coefficient and 4 is a coefficient. All right, next, let's look at number 2. We have 3x is a variable term and 7x is a variable term. Now in number 2, I do have some constants, right? I have positive 6 and negative 4. Remember, for the coefficient, that's the number in front of my variable terms. 3 and 7, they're both coefficients. All right, let's look at number 3 here. Okay, I have negative 12m and positive 4m. Those are my variable terms. Now we're going to write down our constant terms. Negative 3 and positive 16. For our coefficients, we're just going to look right over here. I got negative 12. I got positive 4. All right, those are my coefficients. This is so easy, guys. I feel very confident that I think you could go all the way down to number 10. And do your best to identify the variable terms and the constant terms and the coefficients. I believe I gave everyone a paper, so we'll go down to 5 and then we'll see how you do for 6 to 10. Okay, so for number 4, I have positive 6k and then just k, right? Those are my variable terms. My constant terms are negative 4 and negative 2. So this one's a little tricky because for my coefficients, I need the number in front of my variable term. But so often we never write the number 1 here that's in front of that k. But I don't want you to forget about it. So my coefficients would be 6 and 1. All right, right, let's check out number 5. Variable terms, I have negative 5p and negative 2p. For my constants, I have 3 and 13. Then for my coefficients, the number in front of my variable term, I have negative 5 and negative 2. All right, so pause the video, copy down 6 through 10, and see how you do. All right, woo, it's like the magic of TV. What do you think? So for number 6, negative 10r, negative r, and negative 6r are the variable terms. The constant is 11. Remember, the coefficients are the numbers in front of the variable terms, negative 10, negative 1, that was a tricky one, and negative 6. For number 7, there is only one variable term, which was negative 5n. All of the rest are constants, 19, 8, negative 8, and 14. The coefficient was negative 5. Number 8, 13y and negative 2y were my variable terms, and then negative 5 and 18 were my constants, and the coefficient was the number in front of my variable terms, 13 and negative 2. All right, so 9 and 10 were a little tricky because we had more than one variable to deal with in our variable term. I had to squeeze this in here, so 8a, negative 7b, negative 2b, and 3a were all the variable terms in this expression. Only one, the number 1, was the constant. And then I look at the numbers in front of my variable terms, 8, negative 7, negative 2, and positive 3. Those are my coefficients. For number 10, I have 11x, negative 4y, and positive 2x were my variable terms. Then only this number 8, this is the only constant I have in this expression. For the coefficients, 11, negative 4, and positive 2. All right, let's talk about the whole reason why we're able to identify the difference between variable terms and constant terms. Why are we doing this? Because we want to combining like terms. You can simplify an algebraic expression by combining like terms. This means to combine common variable terms and constant terms, okay? So here, first, so sometimes I do like different shapes around my variable terms, but that can get a little crazy. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to underline all of my variable terms. So now I have 14x, negative 2x, and negative 5x. So essentially what I'm doing is I'm starting with positive 14, take away 2, that's 12x, minus 5x, 12, take away 5 is 7x, okay? So when I combined all my variable terms together, because they are all x terms, right, I can just add or subtract the numbers in front, or add or subtract the coefficients. So that's 7x. So now when I look at my constants, I have positive 9, positive 8, and positive 1. So 9 plus 8 plus 1. Well, 9 plus 8 is 17, plus 1 is 18. So now I have 7x plus 18. It's a much nicer way of writing this expression. That was a hot mess, and then we shortened it down and simplified it to 7x plus 18. We're not solving for x, okay? So sometimes you guys seem to want to take it to the next level. We're not there yet. We're just crawling. We're not even running. We're not walking. We're just crawling, okay? We're just combining like terms. Let's look at some more examples. Okay, so first you want to verify that the terms are the same. They're common terms, right? 4x, 7x, they both have an x. You can just add the numbers. 4 plus 7 is 11. Then for number 12, I have k minus 6k. Well, they're both k terms. This is 1k minus 6k gives me negative 5k. Number 13, I have 6C and 11C. When I add 6 plus 11, I get 17C. I don't have anything to combine with this one, so I'm just going to bring it down and put a plus sign in front of it. So 17C plus 1. For number 14, and also, I also really think it's important to write the variable term first if you have a variable term in the expression. So I have negative 2y here. I don't have any other terms with y, so I'm just going to write that negative 2y down. Now I need to combine my constants. 7 plus 12 is 19. All right, number 15, 11m minus 5m. 11 minus 5 is 6, so this is 6m. I don't have another constant, so just write it down. Make sure you bring the sign in front of it with you. All right, for number 16, I have this 8a. Remember, we put the variable terms in front. 8a, and then I have negative 6 and negative 16. Negative 6 minus 16 is a bigger negative. It's going to be negative 22. For number 17, I have 3 different variable terms. I have 9v, negative 3v, and negative 1v. Well, 9 minus 3 is 6, and 6 minus 1 is 5. So this is 5v plus 7. Number 18, I have negative 2n and negative 3n. We combine them, they're both negative, so it's negative 5n. Right? Negative 2 minus 3 is negative 5. Now I have my constants, 4 and 19. Oh, it's negative 19, so be careful. So 4 minus 19 is negative 15. Be sure you're taking your time and pay attention to the signs. All right, we have a couple more here. So why don't you pause the video and try to do 19 to 22 and just to see if you're getting this. So that's only 19 to 22. So 19 to 22. Copy those down and complete those on your own and see how you do. All right, well, hopefully you did well. Number 19 was negative 2w minus 11. 20, 8r minus 7. 21, negative 4h plus 9. And 22 was a little crazy because when you combine your variable terms, negative 7 plus 1 is negative 6 plus 6 is 0. If you have 0x, you don't even need to write it. Save your ink, save your strength. All right, so hopefully you did really well. Let's keep moving along here. 23 is a little different than all the ones we've done so far because we have 2 different variables. It's very important we only combine like terms, okay? Things that have the same variable. Negative 8 plus 23. You get out your fancy little calculator, right? Negative 8 plus 23 is 15x. I'm just going to change colors this time here. So I have negative 2y and negative 6. Negative 2 minus 6 is negative 8y. That's it. That's all there is to it. All right. Oh my goodness, number 24. We got a lot of stuff happening here, okay? I might keep my color changing pen going here. Negative 1a. I'm looking for another term with a. Here is negative 3a. Negative 1 minus 3 is negative 4a. I'm going to circle my b terms because why not? I have negative 5b, positive 4b, negative 11b. Negative 5 plus 4 is negative 1. Negative 1 minus 11 is negative 12. B. And then I'm just going to put a little triangle around this guy because, you know, he's the only constant term here. I don't have anyone to combine with. So this reduces to negative 4a minus 12b plus 2. All right, we're almost finished. All right, 25. Here we go. So we have m's, we got n's, and we have a constant. So let's just start with the m first. 9m, 1m. 9 plus 1 is 10m. Let's do the n's. Negative 5n, negative 2n. Negative 5 minus 2 is negative 7n. And now I have a constant. I have positive 14. And it's not positive 7, it's negative 7. Those are my constants, 14 minus 7. 14 minus 7 is 7. So now I have 10m minus 7n plus 7. All right, number 26. Let's start with the c term because it's first. So it's positive 2c minus 8c minus 1c. 2 minus 8 is negative 6 minus 1. If you need to draw the 1 there, do it. I don't want you to forget that it's there. So 2 minus 6 is 2 minus 8 is negative 6 minus 1 is negative 7c. Now I have d terms, positive 7d and positive 4d. 7 plus 4 is 11. Don't forget your variable. And then I have just this one constant term here, negative 5. All right, so 25 and 26, I just underlined them kind of to visually look and see who has the same number underneath them. Like I did 1 underline for my C, 2 underlines for my D, and 3 underlines for my constant. Okay, 27, hey, a little refresher on fractions. What do we need to have in order to add or subtract fractions? Common denominator. That's what we need to have, okay? So we always look at the biggest denominator and ask yourself, does 4 go into 8? Well, yes, it sure do. Then you're like, all right, we got to rewrite these fractions with a common denominator. All right, I don't need to do anything with that second fraction, so I'm just going to write the numerator down too. But now I want you to ask yourself, ladies and gentlemen, what times 4 gives me 8? Or what is 8 divided by 4? It's 2, silly goose. So you multiply the bottom by 2. Whatever you do to the bottom, you got to do to the top. So we multiply the top by 2 and get 22. Now I have 22 eighths k minus 3 eighths k. 22 minus 3 is 19. Keep the denominator 8k. Fabulous. That's lovely. All right. Oh my God. Number 28 is straight crazy. First off, we have to combine like terms. That means we're going to have to do some math. Oh my gosh. We need to add and subtract. Let's just do the variables first. Okay. So I see the variable negative 1/6 v and I have positive 7/15 v. And you're like, oh, does 6 go into 15? Dang it, it doesn't. So remember what I said, if it doesn't go in, take your biggest number and then write your multiples. 15 times 1 is 15. 15 times 2 is 30. Does 6 go into 30? Hey, yes, it does. That's awesome, all right? So we're gonna combine our v's here. I'm gonna have to give myself some more room. You're probably going to need more room too. I apologize for not making these boxes bigger. So negative something with a 15 on the bottom. No, not a 15, silly. It's a 30. What the heck? V plus here, okay? So what times 6 gives us 30? It's 5. So whatever we do to the bottom, we do to the top. Right, because 5 times 6 is 30, 5 times 1 is 5. Now, I have to fix my second fraction, 7/15. What times 15 gives us 30? It's 2. So 2 times 15 gives us 30. 2 times 7 gives us 14. That's our new numerator, and I almost forgot my variable. Oh my goodness gracious. So now you have negative 5 over 30v plus 14 over 30v. Well, negative 5 plus 14 gives us positive 9 over 30v. So remember, we always want to reduce our fractions as much as possible. Do you think you could reduce 9 over 30? Do they have any common factors? Yeah, what if we divide top and bottom by 3? That's going to give me 3 over 10v. That was a lot of work. I can tell you right now, if I ask you this question on a quiz, it's going to be worth like 10 points. It was massive. Okay, the problem lies, we are not finished. We still have to combine negative 1/2 and positive 3/4. I'm gonna do that over here in this little box, okay? So I have positive 3/4 minus 1/2. Okay, I cannot subtract because I do not have common denominators. I have a 4 and I have a 2. Does 2 go into 4? Yes, it do. Thank goodness. So when I rewrite it, I have 3 over 4 minus, right, remember, what did we multiply to 2 to get 4? 2. What do we do to the bottom? We do to the top. So we multiply the top by 2. 1 times 2 gives us 2. Now I have 3 over 4 minus 2 over 4, and that gives us 1 over 4. And it's positive, so we're going to put plus sign there, plus 1 over 4. And I'm totally fine with that. I don't need a common denominator because I have a variable term and I have a constant, even though it's a constant fraction. Crazy. All right, well, hopefully you took notes because, you know, they could become useful to you in the future. And I hope you have a fantastic day. If you have any questions, hit me up on Schoology. Have a fantastic weekend. Bye.